Have you ever walked past a fruit stall and spotted something that looked like a tiny red sea creature staring back at you? Spiky, hairy, slightly intimidating? That right there is rambutan. And if you've never tried one, you might assume it's either painfully sour or completely inedible. But here's the surprise. Underneath that wild hairy shell is one of the sweetest, juiciest tropical fruits you'll ever taste. So what exactly is rambutan? Is it related to lychee? Why does it look like that? Where did it come from? And why is it so popular across Southeast Asia? Today we're peeling back the layers, literally, to understand this fascinating fruit from the outside in. Right here, on History of Simple Things. Rambutan comes from the species Nephelium lappaceum, a tropical tree native to Southeast Asia. The word rambutan comes from the Malay and Indonesian word rambut, which means hair. And once you see it, that name makes perfect sense. The fruit is believed to have originated in the region that includes modern-day Malaysia and Indonesia, where it has been cultivated for centuries. Historical records suggest that rambutan trees were spread throughout Southeast Asia through trade routes as early as the 13th to 15th centuries. Over time, cultivation expanded to Thailand, the Philippines, Vietnam, and eventually to tropical regions in Central America and Africa. Today, Thailand is one of the largest commercial producers of rambutan, exporting it worldwide. In many Southeast Asian countries, rambutan isn't exotic at all. It's a common backyard fruit tree and a seasonal staple at markets. Let's talk about the obvious. Rambutan looks strange. The fruit is roughly the size of a golf ball, about 3 to 6 centimeters in diameter. Its outer skin is usually bright red when ripe, although some varieties can be yellow or orange. Covering the skin are soft, flexible spines, more like rubbery hairs than sharp spikes. They don't hurt to touch. In fact, they're surprisingly soft. When you slice or peel the outer shell, you reveal something completely different. Inside is a translucent, glossy white flesh that looks very similar to lychee. The texture is firm yet juicy, and it surrounds a single seed in the center. The edible portion is the fleshy aril, the juicy part attached to the seed. The seed itself is not typically eaten raw, as it contains compounds that can be toxic if consumed in large amounts. However, in some cultures, roasted seeds are eaten in small quantities. If the outside looks wild, the inside is gentle and sweet. Rambutan has a mildly sweet flavor with a subtle floral note. Many people describe it as tasting like a cross between grapes and lychee, with a slight creamy texture. Some varieties are sweeter than others, depending on how they were cultivated and how ripe they are when picked. Unlike some tropical fruits that can be overwhelmingly sugary or sour, rambutan tends to have a balanced sweetness. It's refreshing rather than heavy, which makes it especially popular in hot climates. The fruit is typically eaten fresh. You simply score the skin with a knife, or press it until it splits, peel it open, and pop the flesh into your mouth. It's also used in fruit salads, desserts, canned syrups, and even savory dishes in Southeast Asian cuisine. Rambutan isn't just interesting to look at. It's also nutritionally valuable. It's rich in vitamin C, which supports immune function and helps protect cells from oxidative damage. A 100-gram serving provides a meaningful portion of your daily vitamin C requirement. It also contains small amounts of iron, calcium, potassium, and fiber. The fiber supports digestion, while potassium helps regulate fluid balance and muscle function. Like many fruits, rambutan is relatively low in calories and high in water content, making it hydrating and refreshing. It also contains antioxidants, including flavonoids and phenolic compounds, which may help combat inflammation and oxidative stress. However, because it is sweet, moderation is still key, especially for individuals monitoring blood sugar levels. Rambutan grows on evergreen trees that can reach heights of 10 to 20 meters. The trees thrive in warm, humid climates with consistent rainfall. They do not tolerate frost, which is why they're primarily grown in tropical regions. The fruit grows in clusters, hanging from branches like little red ornaments. Each cluster can contain several rambutans, and harvesting is usually done by hand. The fruit must be picked when fully ripe because it does not continue ripening significantly after harvest. Interestingly, rambutan trees can take several years to begin producing fruit, often between 5 to 7 years if grown from seed. Commercial orchards sometimes use grafted trees to speed up fruit production. The harvest season varies by country but generally falls between May and September in many Southeast Asian regions. Because they look similar inside, people often assume rambutan and lychee are the same fruit. They're not, but they are relatives. Both fruits belong to the soapberry family, Sapindaceae. Lychee comes from the species Lychee chinensis, and it originated in southern China. While lychee has a rough but smooth shell without hair, rambutan's flexible spines are its signature feature. Flavor-wise, lychee tends to have a stronger floral sweetness, while rambutan is often slightly milder and sometimes creamier in texture. Both are enjoyed fresh and in desserts, but visually, rambutan definitely wins the award for the most dramatic appearance. So what exactly is rambutan? It's a tropical fruit native to Southeast Asia, wrapped in a hairy red shell, hiding sweet, translucent flesh inside. It looks intimidating at first glance, but once you try it, it's surprisingly delicate and refreshing. Rambutan is a reminder that appearances can be deceiving. What seems strange or unusual on the outside might be perfectly sweet and simple on the inside. In places like Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, and the Philippines, it's not exotic at all. It's part of everyday life, childhood memories, and seasonal traditions. And maybe that's what makes rambutan so interesting. It's not just a fruit. It's a small, edible symbol of tropical biodiversity, cultural heritage, and nature's creativity. The next time you see one at a market, don't walk past it. Pick it up, feel the soft hair, peel it open, and experience one of Southeast Asia's most iconic fruits for yourself. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.